Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Write Books, brought to you by Butterdocs. I'm Micah Crowdy, the head of writing at Butterdocs. So excited that you're here. On Let's Write Books, we're going to work on our novels today. This is going to be a power writing session. It's just going to be doing some timed writing sprints, just dedicated to give you a little space to work on your novel or book or whatever else your writing project is. We're going to do 3 25-minute writing sprints. They're going to be unprompted today, so it's just kind of whatever you have in your brain that you need to get down, whatever you need to work on. That's what we're going to be working on today. Before we get into it, I want to know, where are you? What kind of book are you writing? And what is your writing dream? So we do the same 2 questions. And the third question, what is your writing dream? So where are you in the world? What kind of book are you writing? And I just want to know, like, what are your, you can all think of this as, what are your writing goals? And I don't know, you can be realistic in this, or you can just go wild. However you feel led to answer the question, get in the chat. And let me know. And if you're new, if this is your first time and you're wondering, like, what is Let's Write Books? How does this work? Is that we do timed writing sprints. I put a timer up and play some music, and I like shrink down over to the side here. And and during those sprints, you're just working on your novel, and then we can come back and chat in between the sprints. So it's pretty fun. And then in one of the later breaks, I like to show like a sort of nature photo or video of the week. And recently I sort of took you guys all on that hummingbird journey where there was a hummingbird nest in my backyard. That was really cool. And there were 2 hummingbird eggs that they hatched, and then they grew up and left. So that was pretty cool. But today there was something else that I was going to, a sort of nature encounter that I had in my neighborhood. That I was going to do a couple weeks ago to show, but then like the hummingbird nest happened, so this kind of got pushed. So I'll show that later. A little nature inspiration, a moment of the wild. It's kind of fun to live in a city, but like still have sort of wild animal encounters. So yeah, I'm going to do that later. So to answer this, I am in Los Angeles, and it's like it's a beautiful. This is like perfect weather, Los Angeles right now. The weather's been all over the place. But just sunny, but kind of a cool breeze, and just like a really beautiful day. And I'm loving it. So I'm feeling like good vibes. I'm working on a novel that's sort of changed since I started hosting Let's Write Books, which has been kind of exciting. So the original premise was that it's about 3 best friends coming to their 20th high school reunion to deal, not because they want to be there or see each other, but because they sort of did something in their past that's about to be exposed. And so they're coming back to this reunion to deal with it. But then the more I've worked on it, the more I've realized they're actually more the antagonists, and there's another character in the focus. And so I've been kind of working on this new version and a new kind of start to the story, which I realized it could also sort of be a standalone short story, like just the way that this novel starts. So that's kind of the start/short story is what I'm working on. And my writing dream, it's so funny because I'm a screenwriter and I'm writing this. But like, yeah, I guess I would say for Let's Write Books, like, I don't know, it would just be great to have a novel published, out in the world. I think that I published short story before. I'd like to publish more short stories, in the fiction world, but like just having a novel, I think would be pretty awesome. Love to see everyone in the chat. Hey, Juno. Hey, James, working on a comic book. That's cool. Working on a collaboration with another author. That's awesome. Claire, working on a short story today. Fantastic. Juno in Massachusetts, working on your memoir. My dream is to finish it. Bonus stream, publish it, extra bonus stream. Anybody reads it. So just like the layers of the dream. That's fantastic. Barbara, welcome back. Working on a magical realism novel. Working on a scene today. Fantastic. Teji in San Jose. Are they going to be in LA next Monday? Hope you have a great time in LA. Work on a side project novella, hit the midpoint of my main novel, so I just want to take a break. It's good. It's good to step back occasionally. And I like to have like I'm usually working on 2 projects, and it's like the A project gets like 70-80% of my time, sometimes 90% of the time. But then if you're waiting for notes, or you just kind of need some distance or something, I like to have like sort of the next one lined up that I'm going to be working on, like my B project. And then, that becomes the A project, and then there's another thing behind it. So anyways, makes sense. I love it. And Teji wants to write and publish all the novels in your head. There are a lot. I bet. That's awesome. Well, good luck. Good luck. Yeah. In England, writing a mystery adventure novel. I want to publish it and finally start on other projects. Fantastic. Yeah. I feel like we're all in the novel publishing dream. It's pretty makes sense to be here at Let's Write Books. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty simple episode today. Just kind of feeling the desire just to write a little bit and really, often we've done like prompts most episodes, but just kind of want to just really kind of have freedom. I'm feeling this, and I want you guys to have it, just sort of freedom to explore in your writing, whatever it is kind of that you're needing to deal with, whether it's a scene that some of you guys are working on, or whether it's some structural character issues, whether it's some revisions. There's just so many different parts to this writing process that it I don't know, sometimes it's hard to give a direction that can apply to everyone. So today it's going to be pretty much a free writing session. And again, and then I've got a cool little nature video if you missed that experience that I had while walking my dogs recently, which is pretty fun. So we'll do that during one of the later breaks. But yeah, there's not going to be a ton of preamble today. I think we're just going to get into it. I just want to write. I don't know. I just want to start this week writing. And I feel like maybe you guys are feeling the same vibe, just like it's Monday morning for me, or actually we got some people in England and stuff. So evening for some people, afternoon for others. But we're just going to get into this with the first writing sprint. So yeah, simple, just writing focused session today. And we can chat a little bit more later, but let's just get into it. So I'm going to put on some music and put up the 25-minute timer. And then we are going to just get into it. 25 minutes on the clock. First warm-up sprint, just kind of getting into the groove. Don't stress out too much if it's starting slow, particularly since it's a Monday. But it's going to, I don't know. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to stop talking. Let's do it. 25 minutes. Here we go. Okay, this is the smooth, just non-jarring end of that sprint. That was the first writing sprint here on Let's Write Books. Welcome to everyone who joined. Let's Write Books is brought to you by Butterdocs, which is the best app for writing your novel. It's what I'm using to write mine, and you can use it to write yours. And there is a link in the description to check it out. I want to know how that went for everyone. Are the muses with us today? Were they blessing your fingertips? Were the ideas pouring? Were your characters speaking to you? Were they speaking to each other? Let me know. Get in the chat and let me know how that writing sprint went for you today. Ren or Renee, welcome. So glad you're here. So glad to welcome to everyone who joined during that sprint. That was our first sprint. We're going to do 2 more writing sprints. That was like the 25-minute writing sprint that we do at the beginning, which is just like low key and chill. For me, it was helpful. I was doing some free writing in that I mentioned I'm kind of working on this new opening, which is also kind of hoping can work as a standalone short story, which is pretty cool because a short story can, you can sort of do double duty as the opening of the novel, but also sort of in a short story form as a proof of concept for the story. And so there are just a couple big questions in that. Like I have the idea kind of for the general shape, but there's some like fundamental questions, things I need to figure out. Like I realized that there's something that's just kind of a big coincidence. And it's probably too big of a coincidence right now. And so I'm trying to think of ways to turn it, like if you have 2 things that are like, it's coincidental that they're both happening, like one of the things you can do is like figure out some sort of single thing that's causing both of those things to happen. So instead of being like, it's a coincidence that this is happening at the same time as this is happening, you can say like, okay, well, no, there's a reason they're both happening because they're both caused by this other thing. So that's kind of what I'm doing is there's sort of a connection that's more linked to one naturally than the other. So I'm just trying to figure out sort of, is there a thing? Is there a way where I can make it not a coincidence? And if I can't, then I have to change things, which is, hard. But like sometimes what you have to do. Let's see here. Checking in here. James, you have a literary name going on. Thought you were saying something crucial. I looked it up. Teji, great sprint for me. Working on a different book is good for my brain. It's refreshing. Love it. Cash. I spent that sprint getting prepared. I joined later this time. All right, cool. Well, you are just like locked and loaded and ready to go for the next one. And is it Ren or Renee? I'm going to say Ren because there's more N's in there. And there's only one E at the end. But like, this is just making me feel very uncultured. French and French sounding things flummox me to no end. My wife and I had this thing for a while where she would ask me what time it was because like in our living room we'd like eat dinner and watch something and we don't have a clock in view and we always talk about getting a clock but we haven't found one that we like and whatever. And then she'd ask me what time it is in French. And it was like this ongoing bit because she'd ask it me in French. And like, I just couldn't understand her. It's not only that I couldn't understand her, it's just the sounds didn't make any sense to me. So it was just like, every time I'm like, what are you asking me? Like, it took me like, she said it like 20 times before I'm like, oh, right. That's the thing that's asking me what time it is. So anyways, that's my adventures with French. Barbara went pretty well, digging a little deeper into the story and focused on adding more conflict and humor. Ooh, 2 things that are fantastic to have in your story here. Juno, muses are playing tough today, but I am patient. You will outlast them. They will show up and you will beat them here. Claire, transcribing notes for people to digital, having so many new ideas. It's hard to finish writing the notes down to get to the writing. Oh, I love that. And it's so fun. Yeah. When you're activating different parts of your brain, like handwritten notes is great. I'll like write by hand sometimes and switch it up. But I think that's really fun when you're in just when you're just trying to do something almost like administrative kind of like that. And it's interesting because basically that's a thing where this is really helpful oftentimes because you're not trying to force it. You're just sort of like your mind is sort of semi-processing these things, but you can kind of almost transcribe on autopilot. And that kind of gives like the back of your brain space to like look at the thing that the front of your brain is doing and be like, oh, I have some ideas on that. So I love that here. James was saying that's how a good way to revise. I try typing my scripts from handwritten notes and revise as I type. Yeah, it's like it feels like a different part of your brain. That's fantastic. Rennie or Ren? All right, cool. I'm gonna go with Ren. April, yeah, great writer. Fantastic. I am glad that the writing sprint is going really well for you. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do 2 more writing sprints. But I wanted to make an announcement here. Yeah, you can RSVP for next week's Let's Write Books. There is a link in the description below. But I'm sorry to say that will be the last Let's Write Books for now. Let's Write Scripts on Wednesday is continuing on. The sort of story behind Let's Write Books is that there used to be one writing show that I hosted. It was called Write With Us, and it was a kind of a combination of Let's Write Books and Let's Write Scripts. But the thing was that Write With Us was like 80-90% focused on scripts. Like I was writing scripts there. We were talking about scripts, and it kind of felt like the fiction side of things was getting shortchanged a little bit. So we split it off into Let's Write Books and Let's Write Scripts. And Let's Write Scripts is doing fantastic. Great energy. People are showing up. It's growing. It's really cool. But Let's Write Books, it's been awesome. I've loved it. But it just kind of hasn't caught on. And it's just like, we had small numbers kind of showing up. I love it, that you guys have been showing up, and it's fantastic and it's great. Oftentimes it's like the same people, but it's just like a kind of a small core, people are showing up. And it's kind of, this is just more that we're just kind of trying things. It wasn't like, oh, Let's Write Books, this is like what we're going to do forever. It was just sort of like, well, let's try different things for community. We tried Write With Us. We tried Let's Write Scripts. We tried Let's Write Books, and kind of just seeing like what's resonating and what's not. So Let's Write Scripts is continuing. And like Let's Write Scripts could grow. Like this could just sort of become eventually a Monday version of Let's Write Scripts. So there might be, because Let's Write, it's just the Let's Write Books is what's stopping. So I mean, a lot of you actually go to Let's Write Scripts anyways, right? I think most people who come to Let's Write Books are also going to Let's Write Books or Let's Write Scripts on Wednesdays. If you're not, you are welcome. Like Let's Write Scripts is primarily for screenwriting, but a lot of people go there to work on their novels because it's just a really nice midweek community. And it's really fun, and it's just like, yeah, it's really good attendance, and it's really lively, and I love it. So again, that is just to say that next week will be the final version of Let's Write Books, at least in this iteration. I'm going to be doing more writing stuff, more shows and stuff, more YouTube content and things, but it's going to be more on the Arc Studio side of things for now. And yes, it'll be focused on Let's Write Scripts. So I do really hope that you guys come. I know a lot of you already do, again, come to Let's Write Scripts, but if you don't, you are welcome to come work on your novel there, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. And you can RSVP for that at arcstudiopro.com/events. Yeah. And I would love to see you there, because, I'd love to keep the community going, and love hanging out with you guys every week. So that's what it's going. Yes. RIP, it will be missed, but the spirit of writing it together will live on, and Let's Write Scripts on Wednesdays. So that makes me very happy. I'm glad. Yeah, no, it is great. It's been fantastic, but it's just kind of a question of like, if I would love for it to be like, yeah, it's just a thing for just a small group of people who love it, and that's fantastic, but it's just kind of, unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in. But again, Let's Write Scripts is going great, and and so that's kind of what things are going to be moving forward. So we're still going to be able to write together every week if you can join. And again, there may be more live writing things doing it. It's just like this specific iteration, Let's Write Books, that's going to be ending next week. So sorry guys, but that's, I just wanted to let you know. And I have enjoyed hosting this so much. It's been really fun. And it's been fun for me to like work on another thing in my brain that's not scripts too, because that's mostly what I like work on is scripts. Cool. All right. Well, unfortunately, on that bummer note a little bit, oh yeah, we're not. Let's Write Scripts is going strong. Yeah, it's going great. And it's also a highlight for me in the week. I love doing that. I love Let's Write Scripts so much. I like Let's Write Books too, but like I'm mostly a screenwriter. So like Let's Write Scripts is where like my heart is and stuff. So I love that as well. Glad that you guys. Yeah, I mean, I feel the love at Let's Write Scripts too. So again, we're gonna that's going. Yeah, we're still doing Let's Write Scripts. All right, y'all. But like enough of me talking. Let's write while we're here. We're gonna move on to the next writing sprint, the 25-minute writing sprint. If you just joined, we're doing 3 writing sprints. We've done 2. We've done 1, and we have 2 more to go. So I'm going to put 25 minutes on the clock, gonna switch the music up, and we are just going to get into it. And this is just a time dedicated for you and your writing, your novel, your memoir, whatever it is, whatever your writing project is that you're working on. And then in the next break, I'm going to show you the sort of nature video of the week, which is my encounter with me and my dog's encounter with a coyote as we were walking in our neighborhood. So I'll show that in the next break. But for now, let's do it. right, that brings us to the end of the second writing sprint here at Let's Write Books on this beautiful Monday, June 2nd. At least it's beautiful where I am. Hopefully it's beautiful wherever you are. Hopefully there's just beautiful weather all around the world right now. This is Let's Write Books, brought to you by ButterDocs. That was our second writing sprint. We're going to do one more in just a little bit, but I want to know, how was that writing sprint for you? If things are going poorly for the first writing sprint, did the muses show up in the second one and bless you, or did they abandon you if things were going well in the first writing sprint? Yeah, what's happening in your writing? What were you working on in that writing sprint? Any issues coming up in your writing you want to talk about? Get in the chat and let me know. Yeah, we're gonna do one more writing sprint and then go off on our weeks and just like have like a really good foundation. I feel like if you start writing, if you start your week writing, just sets a great tone for the rest of the week. So let me know. Lenore, I got some good writing in. Sad Hope made it for the end. Glad you're here. You made it just in time for one more writing sprint, which is going to be great. But yeah, let me know how that sprint went for you. I love this, Cash. I got some good writing in, or at least I hope it's good. I mean, yeah, the good writing can be like two things: writing the verb, or writing the noun. But I think don't worry too much about the second one. Just for me, it's like the more you focus on the process, the better it is in the long term. I know we all tend to get very hyper fixated on the thing we're working on, obviously, because that's what we're working on. It's what we care about. But like putting in the time, putting in the effort, that's really the kind of thing that you should be focusing on. Barbara got a little distracted, but did manage to get the scene going in a better direction. Great. I love that. I love that. All right. So yeah, I'm going to show you a little nature video now here. So this was actually a couple weeks ago, because again, I was going to show this video then, but then we had the hummingbirds, the whole situation as they were nesting and hatching in the backyard. So this got pushed. But I was walking the dogs in the neighborhood, and you can see there in the middle of the screen, there's just this coyote just chilling. And so we were going to turn down that tree, but we're like, nope, we're not going that way. And then we went this other way, but then he was just eyeing us, and then he just kind of came toward us a little bit, and we just sort of stared us down, and we had a moment together here, just like me eye to eye with this coyote. And then then he just kind of kept walking towards us, and that was the moment where I'm like, okay, this is now where we need to get out of it, because it was just like, this was kind of like cool when he was just like staring at me, and I was just like, oh man, I'm just like one with nature right now. But then he's like, nope, I'm gonna come over to where, yeah, right there. That's when he just started he's like, what do you got going on over there? And that's when I just basically noped out. And one of my dogs was oblivious, and the other one was like, what is this? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's a coyote, it's not a wolf. I had two dogs. It was probably not in immediate danger. I'm like, one of my dogs was 30 pounds, the other one's 50 pounds. I mean, I don't think we were in immediate danger, but it was this like the fact, normally like I've seen coyotes before, and they usually just like doing their own thing, but this guy was like looking for lunch. He might have, Barbara. Yeah, I'm glad that it would have been breakfast. It was pretty early, or a brunch. I'm not exactly sure what the coyote meal schedule is like. That's true. Maybe just wanted to come home with us and be like, they look cool. Like, you guys got an extra slot in the household? But we didn't, unfortunately. Not for the coyote here. Going back to the writing. Oh, Rosie had a good writing session. Small scenes written, maybe putting off writing what really needs to be written. Oh, I think we all feel that's something. When you have the hard thing that you have to write and everything else looks great. I mean, it's such grass is greener. The grass is always greener. But and sometimes those things can be helpful when you're chipping away at the edges, but then sometimes you just gotta go right at it. And you can't avoid it too much. Cool. All right, so we're gonna like close things out and with the third and final writing sprint. Again, we're going to be back next week. There's also Let's Write Scripts on Wednesday. And if you joined late, you missed the announcement that next week will be the last Let's Write Books. Let's Write Scripts isn't going anywhere. Butterdocs, actually, we're not going anywhere. It's just, we had started these writing things that I host as one thing called Write With Us, which was for writing books and scripts. And we split it off because it was basically most of Write With Us was about writing scripts, and a little bit was about writing fiction. So we're like, let's give it its own show. Let's write books. But then it kind of continued just to be that most people were interested in the screenwriting. And so Let's Write Scripts has done really well. And this has been a small, lovely little community, but just kind of hasn't really grown enough to kind of justify the time. And so Let's Write Scripts is going. Let's Write Scripts might expand even. And I know most of you come to both. And so, and if you're just a novelist, you're welcome at Let's Write Scripts. It's a wonderful writing time every week. As people have said in the chat, it's a lot of our favorite times of the week. So Let's Write Scripts is still going to be here. But next week will be the last Let's Write Books for now. Things can change. We're always trying new things. We're kind of experimenting because, our core thing is we have the writing software, like to help people write. And these are just kind of like, what else can we do? And so we're trying to, try different things. Yeah. And I remember the good old days with Write With Us, which was fun. It's kind of fun to change things up. But yeah, I mean, we've been doing this now since Write With Us for over a year. Since I think it was like in January of 2024 that we started doing it was Write With Us, and then Write With Us went for like almost a year, and it became Let's Write Scripts and Let's Write Books. Maybe it'll just be called Write With Us again. I don't know. It could just be like full circle. But good memories. All right. So, but let's get into the final writing sprint. 25 more minutes here before you go on your way with your week. We'll lock in. Hope to see a lot of you at Let's Write Scripts on Wednesday, and you can RSVP for that. I think there's a link in the chat, or you can just go to arcstudiopro.com/events and check that out, or go to the Arc Studio Screenwriting. Yes, we're going through HBO Max, HBO Max. Yeah, exactly. We're going Write With Us, Let's Write Scripts, Let's Write Books, Write With Us, Write Scripts With Us, Let's Write Books With Us. We're just going to try all the iterations. I love that. Change. Well, I don't know if change is always good, but it can be good, and it's inevitable. So it's good to get used to it. All right. I'm going to play some more music. 25 minutes on the clock. Let's end strong and get a really good start to our week. 25 minutes. Here we go. that brings us to the end of our third and final writing sprint for Monday, June 2nd in the year 2025. Thank you all so much for joining today. I hope you got some great writing done today. Said today twice there. I hope you got some, but I do hope you got some great writing done today. And I hope this is just the start of your writing practice. I hope a lot of you or all of you join at Let's Write Scripts on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. You can RSVP for that at arcstudiopro.com/events. And you can also join next week for Let's Write Books, which is the final Let's Write Books for now in this iteration. Yeah, there we go. So it's been a pleasure. This has been so much fun. I'm glad we're going to do one more Let's Write Books. But again, Let's Write Scripts lives on and is just growing and it becoming such an awesome community. I'm so happy about it. So yeah, hope to see a lot of you there on Wednesday. Anyways, until next time, please be kind to yourselves and happy writing, everybody. All right, I'll see you later.